Books are burning in the main square, and I saw there the fire eating the text. Books are burning in the still air, and you know where they burn books, people are next. I believe the printed word should be forgiven. It doesn't matter what it said. Wisdom hotline from the dead back to the living. Key to the Lord for your heart and your head. Books are burning in our own town. Watch us turn round and cast our glances elsewhere. Books are burning in the playground. The smell of burnt boot is not unlike human hair. And I believe the printed word is more than sacred, beyond the gauge of good or bad. The human right to let your soul fly free and naked, above the violence of the fearful and sad. The Church of Matches anointing ignorance with gasoline. The Church of Matches cross path by breathing in the smoke of dreams. It's quite obscene. Books are burning more each day now, and I pray now you boys will tire of these games. Books are burning. I hope somehow this will allow a phoenix up from the flames. Books are burning. Oh my goodness. XTC. A band that I started out not liking, actually. I heard drums and wires. Didn't like it at all. Liked the Mayor of Simpleton when I heard it. Liked King for a Day when I heard that, actually. So the stuff off of Oranges and Lemons. And I remember reading reviews about this being a great band. But it took me years to actually appreciate them for what they are, which I believe is one of the greatest pop bands that has ever existed. And Skylarking was the album that made me realize that they were and are amazing. You know, and I can't say that I like everything that they've ever done, but Skylarking is just mind-bogglingly, mind-blowingly wonderful from start to finish. And it actually helped me through some fairly difficult times emotionally last year, a couple years ago. somewhere where it would be around the time, if you look back on the acoustic song a day thing, there's, I think I covered one of the songs from it, probably Ballad of a Rainy Day, I think is the one I did. XTC compositions are so incredibly I was going to say complex, but it's terrifying to to cover. The chord structures and just the things that are happening with that. I would liken it to what Stevie Wonder does. Stevie Wonder makes songs that sound easy, and then you try to sit down and play them, and it's like, oh my God, what is going on in this? That's an XTC song for you. Just exceptionally complex, but yet to the ear, it's very catchy and awesome. So, yeah, Books Are Burning, the lyric that really caught my attention, the first time really listening through it was, the smell of burnt book is not unlike human hair. And that's, Andy Partridge is a ridiculously great lyricist. Not a product endorsement, but, take it for what it is. As I almost spill it everywhere. Anyway, acoustic song a day, second day in a row. Not to say that this is going to be a continuing thing where I'm going to do this as often as I have. But I started a new channel, Glenn Case Acoustic, where for the people that don't like these rambling bits at the end, if you want to just hear an acoustic performance from start to finish with no extra chatter, that's the channel for you. And so on days when I feel like it, the beat... Again, I think it was a stupid idea to call this acoustic song a day and to force a song a day on myself, basically. It's a song a day limitation. There will never be more than one song. I can't say never because knowing me, I could break that rule at some point. But the idea was that it would be no more than one song per day. And now it's something I haven't kept up on for a while. Very Shatner of me just then. Anyway, I think I'm out of things to say that actually have any significance. So it's probably a good time to just cut this off. But I've been trying, I haven't been trying very hard, but I was hoping at some point to actually interview Andy Partridge, which seemed like it probably wouldn't happen. And then it might eventually happen, actually, with the wonderful album that Mike Keenally worked with Andy Partridge. If you haven't heard it, you need to go listen to it. It's Wing Beat Fantastic. It plays like a lost XTC album. If you're watching this, chances are that you're an XTC fan. And if you're not an XTC fan, I would say check out Skylarking first. And if you end up loving it, go from there. Because their sound drastically changed. The way that the Beatles drastically changed. If you look at the Beatles, you have the beginning, like, I Want to Hold Your Hand phase, and then where Rubber Soul and on, where the lyrics started getting a little more meaningful after Dylan ended up kind of getting his opinion. There's a great history thing called History of Rock and Roll. I'm digressing again, but that talks about the relationship between Bob Dylan and the Beatles, and it's fascinating stuff. History of Rock and Roll. So the beginning, the experimental stage, and then the highly drugged out, really experimental phase, and I tend to like all of it. I'd say XTC, not minus the drugs, but the sound evolves in a very similar manner. If you listen to the early recordings, the middle recordings, and then the later recordings, it's like distinctly different bands. So if you like one era, you won't necessarily like the others, but Skylarking is just, man, I can't say enough good things about it. From beginning to end, it's a masterpiece. So, yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, whenever that is.